Yeah, the time zones, it gets crazy. Yeah, Murat's watch revealing the actual time. All right, here's Ponder for Murat to start the match.
Okay. Ponder's good?
Yep.
Sure.
Draw. Go ahead.
Okay.
Touch.
Here's a fetch for Dave.
Draw a corner. No.
Okay. Okay. Oh, bro, I thought you were playing five folks. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't be
Alright.
I don't think that's the four-color versus Lapos match.
All right, and a turn one Ponder off of Volk for Dave. All right, that resolves.
And check on the Ponder. Patriots.
Misty.
And pass.
Say go.
Misty Rainforest, say go. Misty Rainforest for Dave as well. Brainstorm.
Yeah, 15. Yes. Yep. Cool.
Okay, combat.
18.
I got a 2. Got it. Touch. That's gonna resolve.
All right, getting another volcanic island and casting a Ponder. So lots of cantripping here, and
This is in response to the.
This is with the Delver trigger on.
no creatures yet for either player. The combination of cards in Aluren tends to be, in my opinion, pretty good at beating Delver. You know, you have cards like Snuff Out. We saw Murat play against Delver earlier on today's stream. Cards like Snuff Out for Murktide. Combination of Baleful Strix, Ice Fang Coatl, Cavern Harpy even. As great blockers against the threats that Delver has. Counter magic and cantrips. Creatures like Endurance and Uro.
End step.
So I think Murat is in a favored position to start this match, and we'll see how Dave Kaplan fights through the Aluren kind of meat grinder. It's going to be a little tough.
Card that.
Ill Will, thank you for catching consecutive streams. Appreciate that.
It's funny, if this was Magic Online, I don't think you'd be able to tell. Like when you went to search with Misty, it would just show your deck red.
Oh,
like
I mean, I knew it from the Honor.
right.
Yeah. But yeah, no, otherwise, yeah. Like you never get to it. End step of Flash and Aquano. Okay.
All right, Days on Ice Fang Coatl. That worked to Kaplan's favor. The players were talking about a moment ago, if you play Digital Legacy, you wouldn't get to see what your opponent saw from Mishra's Bauble, potentially. But in this case, Murat knew the top card of the deck from Ponder, but you can't, as you're about to shuffle, see what card your opponent saw. Which is, I don't know. Barely relevant, but it's interesting. All right, so Baleful Strix on Murat's side.
Targeting myself, because I'm still on the start.
Is this a Murktide happening here? Maybe. It is. All right, so Murktide Regent, exile what looks like the entire, nope, not the entire yard, but close. 2 cards left, and it's a 7/7 Murktide. So we'll bolt on a Belful Strix and start swinging away. If Marat can't remove this Murktide, obviously Marat's in trouble. But usually Aluren has plenty of ways to deal with it or defend against it. All right, looks like Murktide resolves successfully.
Land for turn. Sega.
Verdant Catacombs pass. All right, so Belful Strix is on defense. And as of right now, is still on the board. I'm sure Dave is going to be digging for a bolt. Oh, there's, I believe, Unholy Heat. Yeah, Unholy Heat removes the Strix. And attacking with Murktide Regent. And as I was talking about earlier in this game, here's Icefang Coatl to join the battlefield and potentially block Murktide. Dave thinking about forcing it, maybe?
Well, you got the draw trigger.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I'll
Yeah.
respond to that.
Okay.
I'll bolt it.
Draw trigger on the stack, bolt Icefang. Okay. The draw goes through. Murktide still in combat. And here's Snuff Out. Oh, dear. All right, Force Pitch Brazen Borrower. Okay. All right, so the Murktide gets through, and as we just saw, Dave had to fight through quite a bit of defense to get it through. If Marat just casts another Belful Strix. Okay, so tapping 3. Uro. Okay, Uro will gain a meaningful amount of life for Marat. It's a 7/7 Murktide. Puts Bolt off the table to end the game for Dave here. Attacking plus Bolt won't end it now. Reckless Impulse. All right, so Dave Kaplan using Reckless Impulse. We were talking a bit earlier about Reckless Impulse versus Chart a Course. What are the replacements for Expressive Iteration in Delver these days? The revealed cards are Delver of Secrets and Brainstorm. Cracking a Fetch. Finding a Volk.
Draw a card off that. I'll go to combat. Attack for 7.
Attack for 7. No blocks. Go down to 4. Casting Brainstorm. Delver will be available until the end of the next turn.
Oh no. You got 2 or is that no delirium?
No delirium, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that's
Oh, that's fine. Okay.
Target Uro.
So opting for the Brainstorm over Delver this turn with the open mana. I don't know the composition of this Aluren deck, but untap, cast Aluren, cast Asarak as a threat.
Sulfuric Vortex again.
I'll force it this time. Pitch Brainstorm. I go to 10. I'll pass.
Last turn.
Drop.
Delver of Secrets is in exile from Reckless Impulse.
You can still play this turn next turn.
I'll put this into play. And then at the end of the turn.
3 cards. No.
3 cards in Dave's hand now. All right. Marat fetches here. finding.
With Murktide on the stack.
It gets no counters.
Okay.
Snow Forest, okay.
It'll make DRC a wall.
Okay, so brainstorm. But only for a turn.
Only for a turn. It will take away flying from Delver.
And it would also remove its ability if I do it before up. Well, I'm not thinking for
If you
If I
on
do
your
it on
end
end
step,
step, yeah,
it
yeah.
won't have the trigger.
Okay, here's Aluren. 3 life.
It's not an absolute banger, but
Sure.
it has that.
Dave is tapped out. It looks like Aluren has resolved.
I'm not sure how it works.
I was
with
just-
this.
So
Yeah, all right. So we're thinking about, can Delver be cast now?
can play, can cast. Reckless Impulse says you may play those cards until the end of your next turn.
I don't see anything in Gather or here that says it's can be cast. So, like ruling.
played for a few months now.
So
All right, player's going to move forward just to keep things moving here. Either Channeler comes in, that'll probably bounce Murktide, is my guess.
New people coming in. I want to feel that new
results.
Yeah.
Did you like know?
Yeah.
Oh, both you guys here, but yeah. So my ruling is, yes. You can play it from exile.
Got it. Thank you very much.
All right, Damon's ruling is that Delver can be cast from exile. And Dave thinking about putting on the stack here? No. Okay, so Murktide's bounced to hand by either Channeler. Now the Delver has been cast. Mercurial Spell Dancer also cast. Go to untap. Accidentally revealing a creature. Okay. Delver does not flip.
This is remove 2 counters. You can copy an instant or sorcery, right?
Yep. I didn't expect that to clash in a Delver. I didn't stack that the way I wanted to. I'll play a Channeler.
Sure.
Cast it for 0.
Yeah, Dave forgetting the Dragon's Rage Channeler is free. Mishra's Bauble triggers both the Spell Dancer for an oil counter and Dragon's Rage Channeler for a Veil. Puts a Reckless Impulse into the graveyard.
You?
Bauble you. Can't see the top card, but I think it was a Snuff Out. But Murat doesn't really have that option right now. Spell Dancer can't be blocked.
Can't be blocked.
Oh, okay.
It's just an oil counter.
I got you.
It
I
does
got you.
nothing until I get a second one.
Okay, it's not a actual counter.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 and 1, then I got a block here.
Okay. So you go to 1.
Yep.
All right, Murat goes down to 1. And Murktide will get recast. So, small error of casting Dragon's Rage Channeler using mana. Would have had a mana left open, but Dave has plenty of threats on the board. The question is, does Murat have anything with this Aluren to win this game? The combo card is on the table, which is Aluren. And here's Once Upon a Time. Aluren could be a fun Goblins build, maybe Snoop focused. Maybe the 3 mana value or less part of it might not make it a fit for Goblins, though. I mean, it's a newer card, but Sling Gang Lieutenant. Yeah, Food Chain might be more of a fit for Goblins. I haven't played Food Chain Goblins myself. I've only really played Vile Richardson Port style Goblins. And if I'm being honest, I probably won't be picking up a playset of Food Chains. I don't know. If they were like $5, maybe, but not that motivated. Not that motivated to buy food chains. Yeah, I got a reprint, but it's still like, eh. All right, Steam Vents to start the game for Dave. Here's Dragon's Rage Chandler. I'm sure Food Chain is fun. I'm not saying it's not fun. I'm just not very motivated to pick up the cards for it. Only if they're in a secret lair. Yeah, exactly. All right, here's Baleful Strix. It's a good one. Does Dave have a daze?
I'll pass the turn.
And I think in this match so far, we're seeing Dave approach this matchup really well. I mean, there was another timeline where Marat just has Aluren plus Asarak and the game ends, but their approach of getting the Murktide down, protecting it as much as possible, bolting the blockers, not really worrying about the possibility of a combo by force of willing the snuff out. The plan worked in game one. All right, here's a ponder for Dave. Post sideboard against Bug Aluren, you might see like stuff like Plague Engineer on human, or don't think we'll see Hold Breach or Opposition Agent, but I'm sure those could come up in some bug lists. But whoops, sorry about that. Forgot to mute my alerts. What was I saying? Anyway, I don't know. All right, here's another Dragon's Rage Channeler on the board for Dave. Let's see what Marat's follow-up is here.
Pass the turn.
All right, Marat just passing the turn. Yeah, people looked at their phones, exactly. Whoops. Sometimes I forget to mute my alerts. All right, another Dragon's Rage Channeler. Attacking for 2.
Open.
No cards in here, right?
Yeah.
Need to watch DS games? I don't know what you mean by that.
That's 6 total. 2 green. I'll remove counters to give it.
All right, here's a Brainstorm for Marat. Yeah, triple channeler. The Brainstorm looks cool. I like the Ice Age logo in the box. Dave's thinking about responding to this Brainstorm. Has a Pyroblast and looks like a Force of Will in hand. Pyroblast, triple Surveil.
Yeah, sure.
Another Pyroblast.
Okay.
Delver trigger.
There's a little bit of a delay.
Pyroblast, Island, and Delver of Secrets into the graveyard with Surveil. So the graveyard's stocked. And Dave now has Delirium. Abrupt Decay. Take 3.
It'll be a stream usually every
Land
Wednesday.
for turn.
Everything that makes it a stream. We allow the chat to vote for which match to watch. And then whatever.
All right, you hear me in the background explaining how all of this works. All right, so 2 3/3s that fly and have to attack on Dave's side. It's quite a clock. No Strixes or Ice Fangs yet in this game. Here's a Brainstorm. This one will resolve.
Since we know our state, we can get whatever, we need to win. No, yeah, you're just going out. Okay, cool.
Tell them now that you're done.
They gave me this.
Cool.
All.
All right, nice Fang Coatl. We got a nice couple visiting from out of town playing at the shop this week. Nice seeing some new faces. That's who I was talking to in the background. All right, so Bolt on the Ice Fang. Dave thinking about the Cervelle.
I'll leave that on top.
Okay.
Then
Leave it on top.
Result trigger from this? Yeah. Draw. And then I'll go to 8.
Take 6. All right, not a good reaction from Marat here at that draw. Plays a Misty Rainforest and passes the turn. Dave swings for 6. Things are going well on this match for Dave. Here's a Bolt revealed. And there's the fist bump. That's the match. Nicely played. Dave Kaplan gets there. Oh, so there was an opposition agent after all. All right. And looks like Marat flooded out a bit. That's unfortunate. GG's. GG's.